Hello chess fans, fans of the beautiful game. This is Chess to Impress. This video is about Anastasia's mate, a famous mating pattern in chess with rook and knight. It got its name from the novel Anastasia und das Schachspiel, which is German for Anastasia and the chess game, the chess set. And it was a novel by Johann Jacob Wilhelm Heinze, who lived from the year 1746 till 1803. He was a German author. What is this mate about? Let's look at this position for a very simple example, which I got from the book Move First, Think Later from the Dutch international master Willy Hendricks. Let's look at this position. We have queen, rook and knight for white and queen, rook and bishop for black. Both have 4 pawns. White to play and win. The very nice solution is queen f8 check, and if black did not see this coming, he would fall off his chair. This is immediately winning because if the rook takes, well, let's first look at the king takes. If the king takes on f8, there is rook h8 checkmate, because the knight is taking the e7 square away. And we see Anastasia's mate after rook takes f8, knight e7 check. That is Anastasia's mate, a mate with rook and knight, while some of the black pieces are taking flight squares away from the king. A nice elegant mate with 2 pieces. I have 2 more positions showing Anastasia's mate. Let's look at the next one. This position is from a game between 2 Russian grandmasters. Yevgeny Naher is white and Jan Nepomniachtchi is black. It was played on the 4th of February 2006 in a tournament in Moscow in Russia. Nepomniachtchi has just played knight d5 to c3, bringing a threat in the position. If we look at the position, the material is good for white. He is 2 pawns up, but he's probably going to lose the pawn on h5 at some stage. Black's pieces are more active than white's pieces, so the overall assessment is that white is slightly better, but there's still a lot to play for in this position. The threat that Nepomniachtchi brought in the position with knight c3 is queen takes f1 check. Just to show you, let's play a nothing move for white, a3, a4, and then we see the threat that is there. Queen takes f1, king takes f1, and rook h1 checkmate, because the knight is covering the e2 square. And that was the threat that Nepomniachtchi brought in the position with his last move. Naher saw this move. He saw this threat, so he played rook e1, which was actually a blunder, because there is another threat now in the position, the threat of Anastasia's mate, which we'll see in a second. What white should have played is g3, g4, which is the best move, kicking the rook, and if black counteracts that with g4, kicking the queen, then after, for example, queen b7, rook takes h5, black has won a pawn back, and the position is still slightly better for white, but a lot of chess left in this position. But Naher played rook e1 to counter the threat of queen takes f1, and he overlooked that now black could have won on the spot with g4, and the queen has to go, and after queen b7 there's Anastasia's checkmate, queen f1 check, rook takes f1, knight e2 check, and again we have the same checkmate with rook and knight. And of course king takes f1, rook h1 check is also checkmate. Unfortunately for Nepomniachtchi, he did not see this. He played queen b5, and the game went on for many more moves, and after 67 move it was Naher white who won this game. So Anastasia's mate overlooked by both grandmasters, and at the time both grandmasters, well, Nepomniachtchi had a rating of 2506 and Naher of 2652. So they really should have seen this. Let's go to the last example. This position is from the World Championship tournament in 2007 in Mexico City, played on the 24th of September 2007. White is the reigning world champion at that time anyway, Vladimir Kramnik, and black is the new world champion because he would win this tournament, Vishwanathan Anand. They played in the 10th round and Kramnik needed to win because he was behind Anand and Anand was threatening to take over the title. Very complicated position. White is an exchange up and black has a pawn for that and two connected pass pawns on the queen side. The position is in the balance, it's about equal. This is after 28, queen h5 takes h6, and Anand played here knight f4. And after white played king h1, there was queen d5 with a checkmate threat, which Kramnik took out of the position with f2, f3, and after 11 more moves this game was drawn. But after knight f4, Kramnik had to be careful because there is the Anastasia mate threat, but Kramnik did not fall for Anastasia, he did not fall for this threat, because if he had been greedy and would have taken the pawn on g5, then there would have been knight e2 check, king h1, queen takes h2 check, king h2 only move, and after rook h8 the only thing white can do is interpose the queen, and then rook takes h5 is checkmate. Anastasia's mate would have struck. Kramnik didn't see it, he didn't fall for it, and as I said, the game ended in a draw, which was not good for Kramnik because he needed to win this game to catch up with Anand, and 4 rounds later Anand was the 15th world champion. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe to my channel. This is Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.